As participants in the Excellence in Ag, you are judged on your involvement in agriculture, your leadership ability, your involvement and participation in Farm Bureau and other organizations. Participants present a 25-minute presentation highlighting the above-mentioned aspects, along with discussing 3 issues that are facing agriculture and goals that they have set for themselves as well as their operations. There was a country Cajun woman and a small-town Mississippi man who met each other over 300 miles apart. Hi, I'm Julie White, and this is my husband, William. Who knew that 14 years ago, I would move to Mississippi, much less even become a Bulldog fan? This is how we began our presentation at our Excellence in Ag competition in 2012. We are happy to have represented you in the last year.
2 years ago, Julie and I heard that we were going to have this contest, and we was lucky enough to go to Hawaii. And when we did, we sat down and listened to all 10 of those presentations there in Hawaii. And we decided then that we was going to try to make top 10 whenever we did this. Well, Julie didn't tell me how much paperwork it was going to be and how much studying and talking, and y'all know I'm not good at talking. So anyway, we did this, and it really makes you look at your operation, what you do as a family life, and what you do at work to promote agriculture. But we sat down and we did this, and we're glad that we done it because we actually did make it to the top 10. And all I got to say is anybody that's going for it, set your goals a little bit higher because you still don't get nothing for top 10. You have to make top 4. So I would like to thank Farm Bureau for all that they've done to support us through this endeavor.
Now please turn your attention to the screen and meet our contestants.
Our first finalists are Rob and Shauna Taylor from Rena Laura in the Mississippi Delta. Rob is the vice president of the Cleveland branch of the Mississippi Land Bank. He works with farmers on a daily basis.
A regular day is interacting with our clients, working with inside the properties and the loans that they have with our company, making new loans and just kind of reaching out and making new contacts as well. Part of our underwriting standards are helping the net worth of the farmer, making sure that their net worth grows and making sure that they're doing the right things financially that'll make them successful.
Shauna is the 4-H agent for the Cooperative Extension Service in Coahoma County.
My title has changed just a little bit, but on a daily basis I work with volunteers to get programs going for youth ages all the way from 5 to 18. We try to figure out what's best for the community, what the youth are interested in, and just different things that help them with the life skills that they need to be successful in the community as they grow older. In those programs, they're learning more about, I guess, agriculture, 4-H in general, just anything getting them interested in 4-H and teaching them about the Extension Service and what we do and helping them with little life skills and just having fun, getting them more interested in 4-H.
The Taylors don't have a farming operation of their own, but they understand what agriculture means to their community.
If you think of it in terms of a car engine, gasoline makes the engine go. Farming is the gasoline of the Mississippi Delta. It's where everything begins. It's the fuse. It's however you want to, whatever analogy you want to use, it's the driving force that keeps the economy turning, because most industries are farm service industries in the Delta. It is the major employer. It is the major supplier of the area. So everything revolves around that industry, and when the farming industry is hurt, in part or in whole, the Delta is hurt in part or in whole in like kind, because that's where the money comes from, that's where the jobs come from.
You would think that kids growing up in the Delta, surrounded by farms, would know about farming, but the Taylors say that's not the case.
I've asked them, do you know what wheat looks like? No, so you see it looks like tall grass. Oh, is that what that is? I mean, they're interested. And they can tell you a lot of times what you do with wheat. Yeah, make bread. They're teaching some of that in schools, but to know what it looks like, and they don't have a clue.
And we feel like that's one of the biggest areas we can impact, because these kids coming up, if they don't know anything about agriculture, they're going to be the leaders and the decision makers. And if they don't understand the benefits of agriculture for our area, and the fact that everything in the Mississippi Delta revolves around agriculture no matter what business you're in, these kids need to understand that and have an appreciation for it, so that this industry can continue, and that this Delta especially can continue to grow.
Rob and Shauna have one daughter, Sarah Grace, who is 5. Our next finalists are Reed and Kate Nevins from Columbus. Reed is the county coordinator for the Lowndes County Extension Service. He works with local farmers on a daily basis regarding a broad range of ag issues.
Whenever I get to work, we get phone calls from about horticulture to farmers calling, cattle producers, row crops, forestry. I oversee all of those, like our Forestry Association, our Cattlemen's Association. I work with all those groups. I work with homeowners as far as gardens, problems with their trees.
He also helps farmers find ways to improve their yields by conducting variety trials and fertilizer trials. Kate works at a local bank, trading stocks, bonds, and mutual funds for trust accounts.
I spend days analyzing accounts, analyzing returns, and making sure we're compliant with all regulatory requirements. So my day-to-day is numbers, but that's what I'm paid to do.
Reed and Kate have their own farming operation that they started in 2006. They grow produce like sweet corn, pumpkins, peas, and a variety of vegetables that they sell at the local farmers markets. They also raise bees and produce honey to be sold at the markets. Their farm also serves as an outdoor classroom, teaching children about the source of their food.
We had some kindergartners that have come, and we've done tours and taught them from seed to fruit where pumpkins come from, and we have some that will come out and actually harvest. We have some families that they want their children to really understand where their food comes from, and we work with those children to bring them out and allow them to learn, you know, a corn plant and how to harvest that, or watermelons, or whatever it may be, so that these children understand that a seed goes in the ground and becomes what they eat, not that they just go to the store and buy it. We really like to do that. That's what we enjoy.
The Nevins say that one of the most important issues facing agriculture right now is educating the consumer.
And part of that goes back to an understanding of it, with children understanding where their food comes from. We're dealing with what I see as a lag or a lack of interest in becoming farmers or joining the agricultural industry. And so many people, it's because the children are removed from those environments. I did not grow up on a farm, but I grew up just inundated with agriculture. And so to me it was important. And we have so many of the children that see this as not something that's important, and that they need to become enthusiastic about that. And our country needs to become more enthusiastic about agriculture in order to understand that there's a very small population that feeds them every day. We're accustomed to walking into the store every day and acquiring what we want. And you know, we could get to that point where your sustainability has to do with your ability to grow food. And there's so many people in our generation specifically that don't have the capabilities and the knowledge to produce enough to sustain them and their families. And that's something that I think needs to be remedied. It's not just the agricultural industry's responsibility, you know, I think it's our country as a whole's responsibility.
Reed and Kate have one son, Eli, who was born this past summer. Our final nominees are Mark and Candace Wolkin from Mendenhall. Mark is a regulatory meat inspector with the Department of Agriculture. He does periodic inspections at meatpacking plants.
Basically, when we check a product, the product has to meet a certain temperature to kill all bacteria within that product. So we make sure that they meet that the kill step, and then also has to be cooled down within a certain amount of time. 130 degrees to 80 degrees, and then before they can package it, it has to be under 40 degrees. So therefore, we have to make sure each one of them steps is followed throughout a plant, that no bacteria is introduced throughout the post-lethality steps at a processing plant. Also, I do record keeping, making sure all the records are up to date, that all the critical control points are met to the proper temperatures, and then cool down within the proper temperatures throughout the day. And also do food defense and different areas, that making sure all the plant follows the regulations to keep a wholesome and non-adulterated product put out for all the consumers in the area.
Candace is a physical therapist for a home health company.
On a day-to-day basis, I go into patients' houses and provide them with therapy, physical therapy, doing exercises, ambulation, walking, balance. We have a specialty balance program that I'm certified called Safe Strides to help prevent falls. We have a cardiopulmonary rehab program that I'm certified to help people who've had heart attacks and strokes and any kind of pulmonary issues. Our goal is to keep people safe in their home and keep them home as long as possible, to increase their quality of life and get them back out in the community as involved as possible.
The Wolkins both grew up on a farm, Mark in Nebraska and Candace in Mendenhall. They have a cattle farm in Simpson County.
50 cow-calf pairs altogether. I currently have about 25 pairs right here in this pasture right here. Basically, we do have several goats and sheep that we raise for kids to show as 4-H and FFA projects, and that's something I really enjoy, is getting kids involved in agriculture and showing their livestock projects at different fairs, and I enjoy also getting to evaluate and judge them at different fairs also.
Candace helped develop Farmer Appreciation Day in Simpson County.
It's to say thank you to the farmers, but also to promote businesses in our county and make other people aware of agriculture and what we have to offer in our county.
The Wolkins agree that one of the biggest challenges facing agriculture is educating the public about the industry.
Just trying to make sure that the lawmakers that we appoint in office, that they understand that the challenges and we deal with every day to try to grow product to feed our country, and not letting them try to regulate us out of being able to produce the product that we try to produce every day.
I think it's really important to make more young people aware of all the positive things and the benefits from being a farmer. Yes, it is hard work, like Mark said, but it's so important, it's very rewarding. We could not work as a country without our farmers, and it's harder and harder to be farmers today, like Mark said, with the regulations and the cost and the hard work. Today's young people don't want to give that kind of dedication, but through different ways of promoting agriculture, Farm Families of Mississippi, YF&R, all these other 4-H, FFA, we can promote agriculture and let them know all the positive and the great things and what it takes every day.
The Wolkins have 3 boys, 7-year-old Aiden, Paxton, who is 4, and Owen, who just turned 1. And those are the nominees for the 2013 Young Farmers and Ranchers Excellence in Agriculture Award.
Here in Mississippi, we have a lot of great prizes for these awards, and we need to thank our sponsors. Southern Ag Credit, you get a zero-turn lawnmower, and the regional winners get a Yeti cooler sponsored by the Farm Bureau Insurance Sales Department. The winner also gets an expense-paid trip to the American Farm Bureau meeting, which is this year in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm sure that all of these contestants would have done a great job representing Mississippi, but there's only one winner. So here we go.
We're going to tie a knot in it. Kirsten tied it too well. She didn't want me to cheat, apparently. And your winner is Reed and Kate Nevins from Region 4.
Congratulations to y'all. You do? Yo, go ahead. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I didn't plan a speech here for this, but we'll do our best in San Antonio and hopefully try to get in the top 4 here for Mississippi. But thank you.
So all I have to say is thank y'all so much. We're excited to represent and to encourage more young people to be in agriculture.